Hey guys, Ycoms here and welcome to the next AOR Social we did yesterday on the Thursday round Bahrain. I think good track where, well, everyone is a little bit more familiar with, and hopefully more people will finish so that we have, well, a good race to test some things and stuff like that, to test the online stability another time. Last time I think wasn't too bad. There's one difference we're doing today. We are not using doing the full qualifying session. We're doing only the normal short qualifying like in previous games. And yeah, we're here in qualifying currently sitting in P2 with a 31 dead, which is not really, I think, not really that what I should do, and still don't know really how fast online is compared to TT, but definitely should be able to go into the 30s. And here we go then, braking into turn 1 when the curb starts here on the inside, hitting the apex nicely. Now coming on to the power here, a little bit twitchy, but I think overall good exit, a little bit better also than on the previous lap. Now into turn 4 we go, hitting the apex way better, and we are now almost 2 tenths up in that first sector, and that's actually also not quite faster than Tigger. Actually 8,000 down on him, although the time says it's purple for some reason. And into turn 8 we go here, very nice exit out of there as well. And now into the tricky turn 9 and 10, which is actually not that, I don't have that much problems with this corner and on this game, I have to say. Now look at this corner was way better than on the previous lap. 4 tenths now our advantage to our time at the top. Now into third gear for turn 11, and this section, I really hate this section because I really have to be very picky with your line, very smooth also on the power, and that is not really something, well, in this corner especially, I'm not very good at, I have to say. I also lost a little bit of time there, but still a purple lap. And I don't know actually if Tigger is still on a lap here to improve his time, so it could be close as we drop down to P2, to P3 actually for the moment. But Tigger improves his time by 30.2, and we will improve our time to a 30.5. Would have been pole if Tigger wouldn't have improved his time, but it's overall 3 tenths behind him, which is not too bad, I guess. Race Fanatic in third, then Toonsmith, which I think Philip Shukurovsky,
5 seconds off.
and Ryan actually the only one who didn't set the time. Then our teammate in fifth, which not too bad, I guess. Fizzy in sixth. With you, I think that you're also familiar with him. I think from season 9.5, I guess it was. So, well, what is our recommended strategy? I think the 2-stop here up the front will do. I haven't really tested, well, I haven't really tested my strategy. I did my career race, of course, around here, but could be that the wear online is a little bit different compared to the Force India in the career mode. But here we go, we will skip the formation lap and we will wait for all the cars to line up to start this race. And let's see what we actually can do at the start, because last time out at Baku we had a better start than take up the front. So we will see what we can do as the lights are coming on now. 4, 5, and away we go for this Bahrain Grand Prix for the second social in AOR, in AOR PC, I guess. So we have a better start again than Tigger. We have the inside line for turn 1 this time, which is crucial, I guess. He's hanging around the outside. We will leave him room here on the inside. He does also leave him room on the outside. We will have the better exit, and we are taking the position away from him if we nail the braking zone into turn 4. We do miss the apex by a little bit, but we are into P1 at the moment, so a very good start for us. Now, well, yeah, just have to see how our pace, of course. I mean, not really much practicing going on. I think we had one practice session beforehand that Tigger hosted with a couple of guys for an hour, so 45 minutes actually, so just learn to track there a little bit, and of course also set the TT time a couple of days ago. But on that, I mean, yeah, it's a social, just having fun, I guess, is the key, and test some things. Compared to tire wear, I guess, is also something we really have to do, as we still don't know really how the inputs work actually on the wear, or if they are any different. If the wheel has actually better tire wear than the pad this year, like it did last year. But yeah, we will see that, I guess, in this race. a little bit, I guess. At the moment we are still in rich mixture because we want to try to pull away a little bit. Probably not from Tigger, but from the rest of the field, just to have that's just us two at the moment towards the end of the race. It's really my tactic at the moment, just to pull away a little bit, push the tires a little bit more in this first stint, I guess, than I usually would do, as we also locked up into turn 1, as you may have seen that a couple of seconds ago. But yeah, I think we are quite good settling into this race here, hitting those apexes quite nicely, and not, of course, not pushing 100%, because I mean on this game you really have to look after your tires, and so far it's not looking too bad, I guess. Avoid lockups, avoid wheel spin as much as you can, and not steering too hard, which is actually, I mean, of course you have always this perfect steering lock for the pad, but still sometimes it's not that bad actually if you don't go full lock, because that will reduce the wear just a tiny bit, especially in these corners here. In this corner and turn 13 that is coming up now as well, which is my most hated track of the corner. Most hated corner of the track. I can't English today. Yeah, it seems like that strategy actually worked at the moment. That Tigger's keeping up with us in the DRS zone, and I think Toonsmith and Race Fanatic, who are now right behind, are out of the DRS, 1.5 seconds behind Tigger is Toonsmith, and Philip Shukurowski. This I think is more familiar name. That's now Race Fanatic overtaking Philip there. So yeah, we're starting lap 3 here, and now switching to lap 5 actually, and nothing really happened. Race Fanatic extended his lead to Toonsmith, and he's not that far behind to Tigger and me. Kept it quite consistent, let's say, put it that way. I'm now down to standard, of course, and the tires are not the best anymore, but still not too bad, I guess. Yeah, we will have to see if Tigger makes a move here now on this straight, as we had a very, very poor line through there, also going onto the curb, which gave us a horrible exit, and then now putting down into lean, because now, well, there's no point in defending that one, as Tigger has got the DRS, and he will fly past us into turn 1. He has taken the lead for the moment. That doesn't mean too much, I guess, for the moment. Unless he saved fuel for the entire first stint, and now he's pulling away like mad. Pulled away a little bit here on this lap, I have to say. I was a little bit worried about that one. But now we're coming around the final corner, and now we're going to do our first pit stop. And Tigger staying out actually, surprisingly. But here we go then, very, very cautiously into the pit lane. Race Fanatic right behind us now. Gained loads of time with that pit entry. But we will come out in front of him if the cruise gives a good good pit stop. 2.2 seconds I think is reasonable. And here we go then, yeah, coming out in front of Race Fanatic. And he's actually onto the medium tires. So he's only going for a different strategy, possibly going onto the softs at the end. Because I don't think that anyone can pull off a one-stop strategy here, when in the top 10 at least. If you're starting on the super soft and then going to the mediums, I don't think you will finish the race without getting a puncture. So even extending this stint to lap 8 or 7 or 8 or so is very, very impressive. Well, lap 7 could have been possible for me, I guess, but not lap 8. But anyway, we had a very, very good outlap, I have to say. We made quite some gap to Race Fanatic, and we're also jumping Tigger in the pits, so that's very, very crucial for us in order to, well, really have the chance here this time out, because well, a reasonable chance. We of course don't have quite the pace of him, and possibly also not the consistency, but if you're having the track position, I guess we'll have a reasonable chance here to do something good. And if we can stay ahead for this for our second stint, that would be good. So of course, having now fresher tires a little bit, but he's on the medium, so we should have a little bit of an advantage at least for the moment. And it's also good to see that still 18 people in this race. I think there was a start crash and 3 people well, were already out of the race before the first corner. But apart from that, I think it was it went reasonably good so far for most of these guys. I think also some people had some wheel issues or some other glitches with the game, so it was a little bit more issues this time out technically seen than last time out. Last time out, I mean, the issue was the simulation damage at the new track, I guess. But so it's good to see that still 18 people in this lobby after 8 laps. I mean, possibly set a new fastest lap of the race now. Yeah, 33.7. I think that's not too bad. But Tigger's still in the DRS zone, and that was actually something I didn't want to have. I want to extend that gap just a tiny bit now for these next couple of laps until our advantage of the tires are gone. It seems like Tigger has good enough pace to keep it with us, although he's on the medium tires. It's a little bit frustrating at the moment not to do that what I wanted. And again, 900s faster in that first sector than the previous lap. It still maintains the gap to Tigger, and Race Fanatic dropped off hugely. I mean, we made a gap to 3.5 seconds within 2 laps or so. So I mean, we also used a little bit of fuel to do that, but it's definitely now really the task to extend our advantage at the moment, because towards the end of this stint and in the last stint we will have a disadvantage tire wise, so we definitely have to do something now. And yeah, still purple here, 1/10 faster, so quite consistent here on these opening laps of that second stint, but still Tigger very close behind. He's not going out of the DRS range, is he? Yeah, the last sector is really that sector where I lost, I think, the most time. I think that my strongest sector was the first one. Second one is, it all depended on turn 11 to 13, I guess. And the last sector, well, wasn't too good. And Tigger actually setting a new fastest lap. We are improving our time, but Tigger, I think, was a half a tenth faster. So it's very even at the moment. But that will probably mean that he will be faster towards the end of my stint, at least. And we're now skipping a little bit further into lap 10, and a little bit twitchy here on the exit. That's exactly that what I'm always was struggling here, getting on the power after turn 11, going into turn 12. You have to be so smooth with that line, and that's not the easiest thing with the pad at least. So it's definitely not the easiest thing to go there full, maxing out those corners. And now, of course, McLaren is very close behind. It seems like he's in lead or something, or he's running higher wings, but I doubt that, to be honest. So not really running the lowest wings either with 6.5. But he's staying behind for the moment, and we're now skipping on to lap 12. And he's Tigger still behind. There wasn't really an attack so far, as we're getting warning for exceeding track limits, of course, for that cut in that final corner. Now Tigger seems to be a little bit closer than on the laps before, and possibly going up the inside now for this first corner. He does. We're leaving the room here on the inside. Can we hang it around the outside? Space to make the move. Yeah, we're backing out of it. Yes, I really don't want to take too much onto the curb, stick it too much onto the curb there on the inside of turn 2. And yeah, now lap 16, and it's not really surprising that Tigger pulled away by quite a margin, 2.8 seconds now the gap. And Race Fanatic also made closed the gap a little bit. The tires are really not good at the moment. 75% tire wear. We're now going into the pits for our last stop, and let's see if we can have another undercut on Tigger. Well, the only chance is now really, if we want to win this social race, we really have to make the undercut work and then just defend as long as we can, I guess, and hopefully conserving the tires that we are still having good tires towards the end. But we will first have to see where we are coming out, and we will come out in P4 behind Philip, which is not that good, I have to say. Definitely will cost us a little bit of time if we have to overtake him, and if he will fight for that position. He's definitely on a similar strategy to Tigger and Race Fanatic at the moment. Here we go then, on lap 18. You're right behind him. It seems like there's Fizzy. Well, there's not actually Fizzy, it's actually a ghost car Fizzy, because Fizzy disconnected a couple of laps ago, and now his ghost car still driving around for some reason. It's going very, very slow into that corner. And Toonsmith hitting the back of Fizzy, now I'm hitting the back of Philip, and we are getting front wing damage from that one. Of course, we're still in simulation damage here, so every tap will get us damage most likely. And that was a very, that was very annoying for me, I have to say. Now, I mean, now it's basically done. Do not really have a chance now to against Tigger, and maybe also not against Race Fanatic, because we're losing so much time on this lap behind the ghost car, and also those also feeling very close again. A little bit of contact there. It's very slow, that apex there, but fine. Well, he's going into pits anyway this lap, and that was a 37.2. Yeah, we lost about 3 seconds or so in that lap, and that's definitely not going to work in our favor. And also the front wing now, we also have to see how much that will cost us, and probably we will have to, I think, Race Fanatic and Tigger coming into the pits on the end of this lap. So we're getting another cut in that final corner, and we're getting a 3-second penalty from that. That wasn't too good either. But anyway, we will see where we are coming out compared to Race Fanatic. And Race Fanatic, well, we are staying in front of him. But it was rather, well, of course he closed the gap a little bit, because we had a 37.2 in that one lap, and we lost part of our front wing. But I don't think we will really have a chance now to defend too long from the Renault, because well, yeah, older tires, less grippier tires, and less front wing on our car now. So I think we will lose that position very quickly here in the next couple of laps. I think Tigger's still out in front. Well, no, it still has not pitted. I'm not too sure actually. He did. I didn't check the gaps, to be honest. Could be that he's pitted a couple of laps ago. That's his dot here, who's coming now around turn 12. Here we go, then very close to the curb here on the outside. Look at the exit Race Fanatic got. We will just let him go. I mean, there's no real chance to defend anyway, so we'll just let him go and drive his own race to the end, and we will drive our own lonely race possibly to the end. Go then. Checking that curb a little bit too much for my liking in the last couple of laps. A couple of warnings for that in that final corner, and that's a 35.9. I mean, yeah, that really says everything about the pace we've got at the moment. It's nowhere compared to the opening laps. I think a little bit more cautious now with these medium tires. So I don't know. I think I'm a little bit more struggling with the harder tires at the moment on this game. And there's actually a virtual safety car on lap 22, and you now have to keep it in the delta, so I really have to slow down now. Here we go then, now we are into the delta. This delta jumped around a little bit too much for my liking. Sometimes you could go flat out on one straight, and once you had to slow down in the corner to like 40 kilometers per hour or something, so it was very strange sometimes. But on the same lap, this virtual safety car lasted for about a sector or so, and now we're back into race conditions, and we're still in P3. Race Fanatic, I think, extended his lead now to about 3.7 seconds, it says now, and you also saw in that turn 12 we have so much understeer already with that front wing damage. And here we go then on the final lap. I think Tigger's already now coming towards the finish line. Yes, he does. he wins this social race in quite a comfortable manner after he crashed out in Baku last Sunday, but very good, very consistent drive from him, I have to say. Even if we wouldn't have had that damage, it would have been a battle between Race Fanatic and me, I guess. And there's again Physiskoska, who annoyingly was because why I lost part of my front plane. Could have been a little bit more cautious as well, I guess. So, I mean, yeah. So in the end, we are in P3. Tigger wins the race 15 seconds roughly in front of Race Fanatic, and then another 15 seconds to me and their teammate in P4. And yeah, it's good to see that I think 16, 17 people or so finished race, so that's very, very good to see. Overall, I think not such a bad race. I think a couple of guys, as I said before, had some issues with the game, with black screens or wheel issues, something like that. So definitely there's more time to test and more time for Codemasters as well to release patches to improve that. But so far, especially in terms of lag and desyncing, it seems reasonable, I guess. Very, very happy so far about that one. And yeah, I'll probably see you in the next video. Hope you enjoyed it, and see you there. Bye bye.